That is the number one thing that I will be looking for. All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to do our daily Bitcoin and Bitcoin miner update. We go through Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners all the time on this channel, so if that is content that you're interested in, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Also, if everybody could smash the like button, I would appreciate it. I got some key numbers and some key data points that I want to go through today with you guys, and we're also at a key line of support. So we got a big day, even though it was a fairly calm day today, which was a pleasant change from yesterday. So let's get to it. Let's look at the Bitcoin miner big board, and you're going to see it's a mix of red and green, and nothing too dramatic today. I want to point out a few outliers. Okay, Iris Energy led the way, stock ticker IREN. They were up 5.16%. So you can see not a lot of huge changes on the day compared to what we've been used to lately. So that was the biggest winner on the day. DigiHost was up 4.22%. Argo Blockchain was up 3.52%. A few outliers to the downside. Most notably, CleanSpark was down 4.03% today. I did do a separate video on CleanSpark if you want to check it out. It's on the channel. And that really was the big outlier for the day. However, there were several things that were red and that were down. Marathon was down 1.72%. Riot was down 0.92%. As you guys know, those are the two largest market cap Bitcoin miners. So a pretty mellow board compared to what we're used to. More importantly, I want to look at the Bitcoin charts and talk about where we're at, and we seem to be holding a key line of support, but we're just holding on. I want to go through a few numbers that I think are very, very important as to what's going on in the overall market and what's going on in cryptocurrency. Okay, so the first one's a little bit unrelated, but this is a big event, and I don't know what effect it's going to have on the cryptocurrency world, and it's going to happen overnight tonight. So we're about 8.5 hours away from the merge. So I'm not expecting this to have a short-term massive effect on Bitcoin or Ethereum. I think at this point, this has been one of the most highly anticipated events, one of the most well-known events. I think this is priced in every way possible in the short term. It may have some ramifications on the price of Ethereum Classic. We're going to see if there's a fork that comes off of this, another Ethereum proof of work, and obviously we'll see how it affects the entire crypto market. So I just wanted to make everybody aware of this because this has been coming for years, and the date has been pushed off and pushed off and pushed off. So by the time I make my next daily update, the merge will have happened. Okay, now I just want to talk about the Fear and Greed Index for just a minute because we went through, yesterday was quite a massive panic. In my opinion, it was a gigantic overreaction. Again, I did a specific video on the CPI inflation report. If you want to see that, you can check out the channel. And we talked about this yesterday in my daily update. I do think that was an overreaction. Yesterday was the worst day for equities in over 2 years. So that was a very dramatic response. But what I wanted to show you guys is, if you look at the Fear and Greed Index, this is the crypto Fear and Greed Index. This did not go ballistic. This stayed right there in that fear range. You'll see we went from 34 to 27. These are all pretty high numbers. Anything over 25, we spent about 3 months under 25, and most of that time we were fluctuating around 10, which is extreme fear. So that's my own term. Anything 10 or under should have its own category in my opinion, because 6 is the lowest I've ever seen this get. We had about a week or a week and a half where we were under 10. That's the first time that's ever happened in the history of Bitcoin. So to me, that was in the summer, that was in the month of June. So I still say that was the bottom. So even though we crashed about 11% yesterday in just one day, you can see the Fear and Greed Index did not go down to those levels at all. So I don't think we're looking at that kind of hysteria. The final thing I want to look at before we get to the Bitcoin charts is this. This is the market's estimate for what the rate hike is going to be in the US next week. So the Fed meets next Wednesday, and there will be a rate hike, of course. So prior to yesterday's CPI data, the debate was, is it going to be 50 basis points or 75 basis points? Yesterday, this gap narrowed all the way to 75 basis points was at 54%, and 100 basis points was at 46%. So they were almost even. It spread a little bit then to 66-44, and now it's 76% that there's going to be a 75 basis point hike and 24% that there's going to be a 100 basis point hike. So I'm fairly confident it's going to be a 75 basis point hike. That was already built into the market. That's what everybody expected prior to the CPI data. This was at 90% chance of a 75 basis point. So we know that was priced into the market. I think as people relax and get a few days away from yesterday's CPI data, we're going to gravitate gravitate closer and closer to that. If there's a 100 basis point move next week with the Fed, then that will change my opinion on things a little bit, because I don't believe that that is priced in really at all. But the 75 basis point has long since been digested, so I just wanted to show you this is kind of leveling out back more towards really pointing in the direction of a 75 basis point hike, which is what we've suspected all along. Okay, at last, let's get to the Bitcoin chart. Okay, you're gonna see this is the Bitcoin chart on the 30-minute time frame. As always, there's an orange line where the market closed yesterday. So Bitcoin was at 20,280 when the market closed yesterday. So yesterday's update was just prior to that, and we had not really gotten down and tested this line. So this line right here, this pink line at just under 20,000, somewhere around 19,900. This has been my target for the pullback that we've been expecting. So we've been talking about this for several days on the channel. That was my price target. I thought we would rebound off of that and continue a relief rally. So we're going to have to wait and see, because we are just in the process of testing this line right now. You can see we candle wick down to it a little bit after the market closed yesterday. We jumped back above and pretty much stayed even all day today. We had a little bit of selling pressure in the afternoon, and we did actually have one half-an-hour candle close below this line. We jumped right back above it, and right now we're just hovering ever so close to the line. So this is really going to be what we're going to watch. So this is my number one thing that I'm going to be looking for the next 24 hours. Does this line hold? Are we about to bounce off of this line and get back on track and resume what I think is a relief rally? Or is this not going to hold and we're going to break below to lower points? So I'm going to zoom out on a larger time frame and give a little bit different perspective. All these 4-hour candles have held above this line of support. So on September 6th, which was just over a week ago, we got all the way down to this line, this blue line here, which is at around 18,600. We're right now at 19,930. So if we were to retrace our steps all the way back to the full pullback, that's where we would go. I'm not expecting that. We do have a line of support in the middle at around 19,200. I am still hoping that we hold this line here at 19,900, just under 20,000. So this seems to be holding at the moment, but it is too soon to call. We are definitely testing this line. We're giving it a strong test right now as we speak. If we look at the 4-hour RSI, you'll see one of the things we talked about is we wanted this to reset. Well, it definitely looks like it has reset. There is a little bit of potential room. We're not quite oversold yet. We're at 32 right now, so anything under 30 is oversold. So there is the potential that we could go a little bit lower, but we're very nearly oversold. So hopefully this will bottom out. Hopefully this line of support will hold, but we will see. The other thing is, if we look at the MACD on the 4-hour time frame, you'll see yesterday we had a bearish crossover, obviously during this gigantic red candle, and that is when the CPI data came out. So you can see this is playing itself out. On the histogram, we did go through a series of red candles. Now we're in the lighter candles. We seem to be moving in the right direction, but there's a lot of room left before we're even close to a bullish crossover on this. So this needs to hold. Looking at this on the 4-hour time frame, I really can't make a call. I think it's 50-50. I'm going to stick with my point of view. This is where I thought we were going. This is where we are right now. So I'm going to still say that, until we break this is the line of support that I was looking for. Okay, so again on the 4-hour time frame, just to take a look, we did have an ascending line of support here. This started out as a bullish divergence on the 4-hour RSI, and you can see that played out. We had this huge move to the upside, but now we've pulled all the way back. So you can see we have an ascending line of support that was a part of that bullish divergence, and we are pulled back basically right now all the way exactly to that ascending line of support. So if that line holds, then it looks like we may hold our line of support just under 20,000 and get that rebound that we were hoping for. Okay, so lastly, we'll look on the 1-day time frame, and you'll see this paints the exact same picture, but you can really see the whole entire summer and how this whole thing developed. So you can see we had a yellow arrow right here. This was 2 full months of a nice recovery rally. This was a 43% rally. We got up to over $25,000 on Bitcoin. Then you'll see over the course of about 3 weeks, we had a pullback. So that was about a 26% pullback. We did not get all the way back to the lows from the summer. So the low for the last 2 years was still in June of January 2022, and that was at around $17,600. So we have not revisited that yet. This is the new local low, and it's at around 18,600. However, again, here you'll see this pink line of support at around 19,900, and this does seem to be holding. Obviously, on the one-day time frame, you'll see we are very close. We've candle wicked below this, but at the moment, we're holding on. So that is the single most important thing that I will be looking at. Do we hold on to this line of support right here? If not, then my next line of support is down at 19,200. And if that happens and we break below this line and go all the way down to the next line of support, then I will be less confident that we are going to return into this relief rally. We were 6 days into a nice relief rally. We were having green candle after green candle until the CPI numbers came out, and obviously the market had one day where it just absolutely tanked. So I'm hoping we catch ourselves right here on the next day and we turn around and get back into this relief rally. However, if this last line of support doesn't hold, this was the line we were targeting. So if this does not hold, then in my mind, I will be reassessing and we may be headed back towards retesting lows from the summer, which again, that would have been about at the red line at around $17,600. So that's really the inflection point. If we can hold this line here at around 19,900, then I do think we'll continue the relief rally, and my price target for the relief rally was $25,000. However, if overnight tonight this line does not hold, then it does look like there's just as good a chance we may revisit our summer lows at 17,600. So I hate to be wishy-washy, but we're sitting here literally right exactly on the line of support. So we're just going to have to wait and see if it holds. But that obviously, that is the number one thing that I will be looking for. So if we close out on the 15-minute time frame, you're going to see we've had now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles in a row here close above this line of support. But we are literally, I mean, we are just on the edge. So we're going to have to wait and see. Okay, so I'm going to stay optimistic. I'm going to hope that we hold this line of support here. And of course, tomorrow I will have another update, hopefully with good news. So if you made it this far, please remember to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.